Hello fellow diamond painters and welcome to my channel. This is Mara Nightingale and I'm gonna show you the diamond painting that I'm currently working on. As you can see, there's a face there in front of you on the screen. I'm gonna back up and show you. This is a Garbage Pail Kids diamond painting. I've been working on it for only 2 days now. It's a 50 by 70, and so it's a big one. I'm gonna work on it a little bit on here, but showing you it's a big one. Like I said, look at all of those creepy faces. I never really looked closely at all the faces myself, but look at that one. That one reminds me of Medusa. If anybody knows the names of these characters, because I only know the name of a couple. The most well-known one, of course, being Atom Bomb, right there in the middle. And the other one I know the name of is Double Heather, and that's because I used to have her as a little figurine about this big. But yeah, if you know the names of some of the other ones, please write them down in the comments below. Look, there's a one-eyed Cyclops dude. Yeah, aren't they cool? And so gross. But I used to love collecting these guys when I was little. I used to collect the little figurines. They were all about this big when I was little. That's like, oh, that's going back a number of years. Quite a long way. But yeah. As you can see, it is very confetti heavy. The whole entire thing is confetti, 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 which I am having a blast doing. And yeah, look at all the different colors. And if you can believe it, there's only 35 colors in this diamond painting. I'd show you the chart, but I've got it covered in washi. I got some new washi tape from Temu. Unfortunately, with being a 50 by 70, one roll was not enough to cover this whole diamond painting. So I ran out of this cute star washi and had to continue with this outer space planets. Oh look, there's an asteroid and an astronaut and a rocket ship and a moon, planet. Oh hey, alien dude. Stars, moons, UFO, satellite. Yeah, it's really cool washi. But these ones just didn't have very much in them, which is sad, but I still get to enjoy them. So yeah, you may have figured out it's space, outer space, space themed washi, the whole pack. So yeah, I'm gonna pull out my stuff, set up my camera here, well, my phone, and I'm gonna work on this square right here. I'm just doing them in sections this big. This is release paper that I got from a really good friend off of that I met on Facebook on a diamond painting group. And so because this canvas is so big, what I've been doing is my little table here that I work on. Here's the light pad that I got for Christmas. What I've been doing is, I know a lot of you are going to be like screaming bloody murder, but it works for me, and it actually doesn't seem to affect wrinkles or anything. But there we go. That's what I do. I fold it in half. And as you can see, I'm ready to go. Now let's hope it's not going to be, the camera won't be too jarring and jump around a lot. Just getting my, oh yeah, I should show you my, how I'm doing this current one. But as you can see, I've got them all in little jars in a container. 1 to 8, 9, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z, and little a. So I kept them in order of the drills, the chart, all of that. I don't always do them in this order when I do the square. I just sometimes just pick a random color. Sometimes I'll start here and there's a number 2, so then I would do all the 2s, and then I'd go down and, oh, there's a G, so then I'd do all the G's, and then there's a D. So I work from the right to the left. As you can see, I started up here. Day 1, I got this whole row up here done. And then yesterday, I did 1, 2, 3 squares. As you can see, there's 5. So, yeah. So today I'm going to work on this one, see how far we get before the folks get home, because I'm currently staying in the guest room at my parents' place until I can get into a place of my own, which is fingers crossed by the end of June, by the soonest. So let's get started on finishing this skeleton girl here. So I have been using this ergonomic pen that I got from Amazon. It works beautifully. It just sits in my hand like this. And when I change colors, when I change the drills, it just tucks into my hand like this. And it works great. It frees up these fingers so I can manipulate the jars. And it's right there. So first thing I'm going to do is change out the wax. And what I did was I watched a quick video on TikTok and on how to make your own putty. So I took blue sticky tack and the pink wax that you get with your drills, with your canvases, and I mixed a bunch of it together, and wow, that is such a different color on camera, but it's mostly pink with a little bit of blue, kind of purplish. Yeah. So what I do is I take, as Mushy likes to call them, murder tweezers, if it'll focus there. So these ones are actually called Tweezer Man. I swiped these from my ex because they're just so good. Good and sharp. And I just take some of the wax out of the tip. Sorry, I'm not able to show you, but, and then I throw it away, put the tweezers away, and then I just grab a little piece from in here. Put the excess back in. Put the lid back on and set it aside. And now let's turn the light pad on, turn it down a little. There we go. We don't need it too bright. I work with the really big trays until I can afford to get something else. Watching Dark and Creepy Diamond Paintings with Mushy. She introduced us to Ephemera 3D and by Kit Kat Paddywhack and Wolfman Crab Arms, I believe his name is. Friends from Canada, where I live in Canada. And yeah, I'm planning on buying some of their trays. Sorry if I stutter over words. It happens a fair bit for me, unfortunately, these days. So let's get started. Yeah, I'm going to start with number 2. I'm going to start from the right-hand corner up here with number 2. And I know this video may come as a surprise because I've never done this, but this is the first of many I hope to do. Working on a diamond painting on camera. I don't know how much space I have on my phone, so we'll see. And right off the bat with this square, oh, I'm done with the number 2s. Something I forgot to do also, which I'll do right now. Put the 2s away. Is adjust the release paper below to cover like that. So then it's perfect row here and perfect row here. Now let's collect letter G. Just put a few in the tray, shake it up, and go G. So yeah, I'm a small channel right now, hoping to eventually one day possibly get monetized. That's a long way in the future, of course. I currently, at this moment, have only 17 subscribers, and I see I went too fast and I missed 3 2s here. So that's okay. I'll get to them. I'll get to them as soon as I'm done with the G. Guess I was just too eager, since this is my first time doing this on film, on camera. I know there's a lot of you out there that love the sound, the popping sound the drills make when they leave the pen. So yeah, periodically I'll stop talking so you can hear it. I don't know how good the microphone is on my phone, but I'm currently sitting with my back to an open window, and you might hear birds. You might hear the odd duck quacking. Periodically, you might hear a train and traffic. My parents, they live in a beautiful, beautiful mobile home that they bought a few years ago. It was a sorry about the language, but it was a piece of crap when they bought it. And they bought it super cheap. They only paid $5,000 for this mobile home. And it cost them $5,000 to have it brought to this location and placed on the land here. Next color is D. And they gutted it. They painted it, they rebuilt the inside of it, they built an extension onto it, they built a front deck, they built a back deck, they fenced in the yard, they tamed the wild yard, they planted a garden. My dad not too long ago told me that he sent pictures, just pictures, to a real estate agent friend of the place, and she said based on the pictures she would assess the value of this place at over $350,000. That's pretty darn good for two people in their 70s who did the most of the work themselves. And of course, they hired out to contractors to help with doing the plumbing, the electrical, and some of the construction. My dad, I believe he did most of the woodwork. They did all of the painting themselves. It's a beautiful house. The living room and kitchen are all open. There is an island in the kitchen. There is a bit of a dining area. And the living room, you have to go up a step to go into the living room, but it's all one big open room from the kitchen through the dining room to the living room. They've got big beautiful windows in the living room that overlook the front lawn and the front of the mobile home. And because the property is on my dad's girlfriend's daughter and son-in-law's farm, they have access to all kinds of food, not all the time, but every Sunday there's the farmer's market. The son-in-law hosts a farmer's market out in front of the place here, and people love coming here. They have chickens and they have pigs down at the big farm. They also have a decent sized garden. It's not a massive place, but it is a nice sized place. My dad, 3 or 4 days of the week, he goes down and collects eggs from the chickens to sell. And yeah, up here they've got 2 ducks and a chicken. I helped them with the chicken. If you follow Mushy on Dark and Creepy Diamond Painting on her YouTube channel and on Facebook, she has a Facebook group. I chatted with her a bit. We conversed a little bit on her channel on Facebook about the chicken. and she's doing wonderfully. This chicken is doing wonderfully. She'll be, they figure she's gonna start laying, these chickens will start laying, I believe, next month. I think they said June. Okay, I'm doing X, and I don't see any more X. Okay. So yeah, they're gonna have, they currently have 100 chickens that lay, and soon they're gonna have another 100 laying, so that's gonna be a heck of a lot more eggs. They're planning on expanding their sales of eggs to the big city where I lived before I moved here. I moved here at the end of February of this year to get away from a toxic relationship. I was with him for, we lived together at least for 9 years, but I've known him a lot longer than that. We dated back when I was in high school. He's 2 years older than I am, and while I was still in high school, I got pregnant by him. Had a beautiful daughter, and she is one of my subscribers. Hello. I'm not going to point out who it is. She can say if she wants, but yeah, we lost touch around the time that I gave birth. And we reconnected when she was 18. She recently, in January, turned, if I'm mathing correctly, she turned 27. At this point, she is engaged. Sorry, guys. But she's engaged, living with her fiance. She is very, very happy with him. And I hope things work out better for her than things did between her father and I. Because, yeah, he's a big guy, a very big guy. He's 6'3". Currently, I'm not going to say his weight because, well, that's just, doesn't need to be spoken. Anyways, a big guy. Very big, very strong. A very loving guy. Very loving, affectionate when he chooses to be. Very, very protective. Violently, fiercely protective of those he cares about. And unfortunately, things just, he's not a city person. Not a city person. He's a bushman. He prefers living in the woods. He's happiest living in the woods. Unfortunately, we were never able to live in the woods due to medical issues. So we were always stuck living in cities. So he suffers from depression like me, and living in the big city is very, very stressful for him, because he also suffers from PTSD and social anxiety, and he's got a bad back, and so he started isolating himself from the world. He cut ties with a lot of his friends. It's hard for him to trust people because he's so nice, I guess you could say. He's nice until he's not nice. If he feels that... You know what? Why am I talking about him? That's my past. Anyways, so needless to say, I moved away. I packed up what I could into my van, loaded up my cat, and came to my dad's. Yes, there are things that I left behind that I would love to get back. No, I'm not going back for those items because I don't need the stress and the headache of seeing him again. And fighting. I don't like fighting. I avoid it at all costs. And unfortunately, in the years that I lived with him, we got into quite a few fights. Never physical. Well, I can't say never. There were 2 times when the fights got physical, but it was never him hitting me. I have mental issues when it comes to fighting because I get so upset and pissed off that I lose control of my words. I can't think straight. I can't vocalize properly. I just lose it and I start screaming and swinging. I was swinging my hands and hitting him. I will honestly admit that, yes, I was the physically violent one. I never hit him with anything but an open hand, slapping him on the head and on the chest. And it only ever happened twice. The last one was 5 years ago. The first time was 8 years ago, I believe. And yeah, he told me after the second time, he said that if I ever laid a finger on him like that again, he would hit me. He would punch me. But then he was also quite angry at that time. Afterward, he admitted that no, it was basically an empty threat, but it helped calm me down, but with him saying it. So, anyways, needless to say, I still don't handle confrontations all that well, but being in that relationship helped, in a way, taught me how to deal, at least a little bit better, with confrontations. So I still avoid them, but yeah, anyways, so yeah, I'm not going back for that stuff. Instead, I've been living here. I've got my own room. Unfortunately, my dad's girlfriend is allergic to cats and has asthma, so I am unable to have my cat in the house, staying in my room with me. Instead, he stays in my van. My van is a POS. If you don't know what that means, I'm not gonna explain it. Actually, yeah, I will. It just means piece of doo-doo. It runs. It likes to shut off. It likes to die. When I'm driving and I come to a full complete stop, it'll die. Unless I put it into park immediately. And even in park, I sometimes have to rev the motor. But it is camperized, so it has a bed frame, at least, in the back. I have some blankets on top of that frame so that I can lay down in there with him at times. And I've even slept in the back a few times with him, because he is a very loving and affectionate cat. I refer to him as my emotional support cat, but most of the time it's me emotionally supporting him. He's an older cat. I love him. And unfortunately, I recently found out I had to take him to the vet because his cheek was swollen. Had a very swollen cheek, and I took him to a vet, and which was a bit costly. And but I had just enough money to cover it, the vet visit. And yeah, his swollen cheek was an abscess. And I found out he has a heart murmur and really bad teeth. So I was quite upset and distraught. I do suffer from severe, and I mean severe, depression. I'm not going to say the word because of YouTube. Anyways, so yeah, very severe. And so I was crying before the vet visit even started. I was so upset that I had to bring him in, and but he got the abscess treated, and I took him home, and I cried for over an hour after I got home. And yeah, you may have noticed I jump from subject to subject. That happens a lot. But anyways, so yeah, I expect it in the future. So yeah, my cat, big, beautiful, fluffy, old, fat, orange tabby cat named Peaches. I didn't name him. He came with that name. He was a rescue cat. He's been mine for 5 years. Yeah, 5 years. No. Yes, 2019. He used to belong to a friend who was living with us at the time. And it was too stressful for him living with us because of my ex. And he just one day packed a bag and left the cat behind. So he became mine. And he loves to sleep with me, sleeps by my head, sometimes sleeps by my back. But I love him. I love him very much. And it's very hard for me being here, sleeping in the house with him in the van. But yeah, so I got home from the vet that day and I was very upset. And yeah, I messaged a few people, one being Mushy. I was very upset and was talking about how, yeah, I'm going to have to put him down. And I know at some point I will have to put him down because I can't afford to get his teeth worked on. It'll be very expensive. Because and even more so because of his heart murmur. So right now right now he he's just living the best life that I can give him. At some point in the future, I would love to be doing whatever I can to get the help to get his teeth dealt with, and but right now I have to focus on getting a place of my own so I can move on with my life. I can film more videos for you guys to enjoy, and work on being happy. Let's see, next color. Let's go with W. So, yeah, that's just what's been going on with in my life lately. As I said, where I'm living, it's a little patch of property on the edge of a farm. It's a nice, it's not a huge farm, but it is a few acres. And yeah, these these people that I live with, my dad and his girlfriend, they're both in their 70s. He is turning 76 next month. She recently turned 79. And, oh, the woman is a little spitfire. And I mean that in a good way. She has energy to burn. She is a very active woman. She's not very tall. I'm not very tall. I'm only like 5 foot, and she's probably easily a couple of inches shorter than me. I swear she's got the temper of a redhead. Sorry, redheads, but it's true. But yeah, she is a very, very active woman. Very loving, very giving. She's got a big family. She's a great grandma. So, like I said, her daughter and son-in-law own the farm. And their grandkids come to visit periodically. And so, yeah, the kids come and they visit with great-grandma every so often. And she spoils those kids, her great-grandkids. My dad, as you know, he's a grandpa to my daughter. I also have 2 other kids. I was married briefly, and he and we had a son and a daughter. We had the daughter first, and then the son. Due to issues that I'll talk about in a later video, those 2 children of mine were adopted by cousins of mine that live out on Vancouver Island. I'll get into greater detail about that another time, like I said. They are happy, they are healthy, they're doing great, and I'm glad for that. Let's see, what else? Well, yeah, I could talk more about my family, my life, outside of diamond painting. But let me talk about my diamond paintings. To date, I have no clue how many I have completed. I've been doing diamond paintings since 2020. If memory serves me correctly, I think only since 2020. I started off with only ordering diamond paintings from Amazon because I only knew of Amazon at the time. And because I'm on permanent disability, I can't do physically laborious work. I used to work when I was in high school. I was a chambermaid briefly. I was a dishwasher in quite a few different restaurants. My sister, my older sister, she worked in Chinese restaurants in our hometown, and so she helped me get my driver's license. Awesome sister. Yeah, she helped me get my driver's license so that I could drive her car, so to do deliveries from the Chinese restaurant that she worked at. Because she was the only waitress at the time, she couldn't serve the tables and deliver food at the same time. So she got me to do the deliveries, and she would split her tips with me. There were a few times when I actually helped her when they had, with serving, when they would have a tour bus show up. And, yeah. So I learned a bit working in the Chinese restaurants with her. And so, oops, darn it, I bumped my camera. Sorry about that. Darn, yeah. Anyways, yeah, so I have an older sister. I have a younger brother. Yeah, there's bad blood between my brother and I, and between my brother and our dad. And it's my brother's choice. He cut ties with the family back when I was pregnant with my son. So my brother has not been a part of my life for quite a few years. And, oh, only 2 cues. Okay. Just adjusting the table. Yeah, you may have noticed I'm using a little table on my bed for doing my diamond paintings. Because it's quieter in here. It's comfortable. And I'm not in anybody's way. Right now the folks are out. They went to the big town, neighboring big town. Yeah, we live in a small town. And then the neighboring town is bigger, but still a town. As far as I'm concerned, it's still a town. And then, yeah, to me, anything with a population below 10,000 is a town. So my hometown, which is actually not too far from here, is also a town. It is known worldwide to skiers and snowboarders. And so, but it still has a population below 10,000. Except for in the winter. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm getting close to being finished with this diamond painting. So, yeah, I know I was talking about my diamond paintings and then I digressed into something else. I do Yes, I said it before. I do that a lot. I sometimes repeat myself. I jump from subject to subject. Sometimes I even confuse myself with what's going on in my head. Yeah, more stuff to talk about in another video. You'll find I have, as you may have noticed, I have lots of things to talk about. And I'll give you like little tidbits of everything in every video. Try to keep up. I have a weird sense of humor. I'll do my best not to say anything stupid. No promises. Sometimes things sound hilarious in my head, but then I go and say it, and it's wrong. So wrong. It's either stupid or inappropriate or rude or very stupid. I'll dive into that subject deeper at a later date again. But yeah, so anyways, let me see how long I can stay on track with one subject. Oh, squirrel. If you know, you know. Yeah. Me and thoughts. My thoughts are always all over the place. But diamond paintings, I love doing diamond paintings. I find them soothing, relaxing. I enjoy doing them immensely. Biggest reason is because it doesn't use very much energy to do them physically. It's just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, as you can see. And with this ergonomic pen, it's perfect angle for me. I prefer doing rounds because I don't have to twist and turn the pen to get the drills aligned just right, which can hurt my hands. I have arthritis in my hands, and I also have carpal tunnel in my left hand. I had surgery for carpal tunnel on my right hand. I don't know if you can see, but there's a scar here from where I got the surgery for carpal tunnel. So my right hand is not as strong as it used to be due to that surgery, because they actually go in and they cut tendons in your hand. Not completely cut them, separate them, but they cut them a bit, which I guess loosens them up. And yeah, I only got the one hand done for carpal tunnel because it was the worst one, and I figured if after getting my right hand done, I still feel the need to get my left hand done, then I'll get the left hand done. Since getting the surgery done on my right hand, my left hand actually doesn't hurt as bad with carpal tunnel. But now again, like I said, I also have arthritis in my hands. I do have pains in my hands, in both hands, periodically. The hand specialist that did the surgery for my carpal tunnel, before the surgery, I asked him, straight out, cracking knuckles, does cracking your knuckles cause arthritis later in life? He told me no. There is no definitive proof that cracking your knuckles actually causes arthritis. Now, no screaming or anything like that, no complaining. This is just what the one hand specialist told me. Now, I know there was a doctor, I did read that there was a doctor that did an experiment, and he used himself as a test subject. He only cracked the knuckles on one of his hands for many, many years. And he compared his hands many, many years later, and he stated, no, if I'm remembering correctly, don't quote me on this, my memory is not the best, quite certain I already said that, but if I'm remembering correctly, he stated that both of his hands were absolutely the same, that cracking his knuckles did not affect his hands in any way to cause him to have arthritis. Now, my grandmother, she was a violin player. Now, this is my dad's mom. She was a violin player. She played the violin in the Calgary Philharmonic here in Canada many, 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 many years ago. This was back before she even met my grandfather and got married and had half a dozen kids. You heard me correctly. She had 6 kids. She had a daughter, and then she had a son. I guess she wanted another daughter, so she kept going until she had another daughter. That's my excuse. She had a daughter, then she had 3 sons, and then she had my dad, and then she had another daughter, and that was it. So 6 kids. Anyways, so she was a professional violin player. And she got arthritis. She had arthritis in her hands later in life. My dad, he has arthritis in his hands. I have arthritis in my hands. I've cracked my knuckles for many, 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 many years, most of my life. And my dad always gave me heck for cracking my knuckles. You're going to end up with arthritis later in life. No, whatever. Of course, me being a child, I didn't care. That's future me's problem. Well, yeah, I have arthritis. My daughter, she cracks her knuckles really badly. Really, really badly. So, I don't know. I'm gonna say in my family, cracking knuckles is a bad thing. Cracking knuckles causes arthritis in my family. My daughter, wonderful daughter of mine, she's probably blushing if she's watching. She is an artist. She draws pictures. I have shared a number of those pictures with Mushy from Dark and Creepy Diamond Painting. And Mushy loves them. I love them. Beautiful artwork. I once wanted her to draw a picture of an angel for me to get as a tattoo. Because it was supposed to be a demon, but it's a gargoyle. I have a gargoyle on my right upper chest tattoo. It's just the outline of my favorite gargoyle from the animated TV series Gargoyles. For those of you in your 40s, would probably remember the TV series Gargoyles. And my favorite character, you would just have to take one look at the outline and you'd know it's the character Brooklyn. And I actually got the tattoo done while I was pregnant with my daughter when I was 18. And yeah, I think it's a funny story. I got the tattoo done by an amateur tattooist with a homemade tattoo gun. Don't shoot me, but it was for free. So, while I was getting my tattoo done, I was watching her father, my daughter's father, color his own tattoo on his inside left forearm. He was just sitting there with the tattoo gun, coloring it. And it was at a friend's kitchen table. And by focusing on that, it made it easier for me to get my tattoo done. And yeah, 18. I was 18. He was 20. Yeah. And I wasn't that much of a rebel when I was growing up. I was always, oh, missed one. I was very shy. I had very few friends. My sister and my brother were both the outgoing ones. They still pretty much are. I've always been nervous meeting new people, worried that I would say the wrong thing. I'm still like that. If you meet me on the streets and you say hi, I'll say hi back. Don't expect much else. If you start chatting with me, I might panic and just smile and nod. Everybody else in my family, they'd strike up a conversation with you. Anyways, all done. That little square took me less than an hour. And now I always do this, little roller. So, yes, I have a friend in Colorado. We've been friends for a few months now. She sent me the first video that I did was an unboxing, and this roller was in it, and a few other goodies, and that was from my friend who lives down in Colorado. So yeah, she's also the one that gave me the release paper. And I share pictures of all the diamond paintings as I'm doing them. I send her a picture before I start doing the diamond painting. As I'm progressing, I send her pictures. When I'm finished, I send her a picture of the completed diamond painting. And she always comments, "You're so fast, you're so fast, you're so fast." Well, I guess. Darn it. Sorry about that. But yeah, so I'm going to end it here. That's been about an hour. As you can see, now we've got the little skeleton girl here. Got the top part of Atom Bomb here. There's the one-eyed dude. There's an insect one. This one, I really don't know if that is one or not. It's a purple blobby thing. Oh, there's a face there. Yeah, so anyways, I know I was all over the place, jumping everywhere, talking and whatnot. Just rambling, words, many words. So that'll do it for me. I'll see you the next time. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Hopefully I'll be able to do a few more videos before moving into my own place. I do them not often enough, but I hope to remedy that soon. So I'll see you when I see you. Goodbye.